Some climbers prefer sport climbing on perfect tufas with breathtaking sea views. Others will swear that perfectly smooth granite walls in picturesque forest landscapes are tops. Traditionalists will only acknowledge huge walls in alpine settings, while modern bouldering nerds will attest that slapping perfect sandstone slopers is the only way to go. In this video we are going to talk about the best rock climbing in the world. It's hard to pin down the absolute best rock climbing spots in the world. But, if you tally up the favorites from all areas of the sport, you'll end up with the list we have here. A selection of the very best rock you can find on planet Earth, no matter what your jam is. 1. Yosemite National Park, USA. There is hardly another climbing area in the world with as much history as Yosemite. Climbers used to call it the center of the universe. For generations, the world's best climbers used to make the legendary Camp 4 their home. They would refer to themselves as the Stone Monkeys, and spend their days either climbing or planning their next climbing feat. Tip: before booking a trip, do your homework and watch Valley Uprising. Yosemite was always at the forefront of the climbing world, and little has changed today, except regulations. If you were planning on becoming the next Stone Monkey of Yosemite, and who can blame you, you'll have a tough time persuading the park's rangers that Camp 4 is your new address. 2. Kalymnos, Greece. Is there anything better than a perfect overhang, scattered with beautifully sculptured tufas, hiding all kinds of sport climbing trickery, like knee bars, deep drop knees, heel hooks and toe hooks? If you share my vision of a perfect sport climbing route, Kalymnos is the X on your treasure map. If you don't share my vision, climb there anyways. The area is full of hidden climbing treasures. Kalymnos Pumpy overhanging megapitches are the island's main dish, and its 3,400 plus routes, ranging from slabs to roofs, are plenty to satiate any climber. 3. Dolomites, Italy. If you dream about a proper alpine climbing experience, Dolomites are a place to go. What Yosemite is to the US climbing scene, the Dolomites is that for Europe. A proving ground for generations of climbers and one of the best places in the world for alpine climbing. While most climbs are slabby and vertical, there are some serious overhangs, such as the Great Roof of Cima Ovest. Climbing here is indeed amazing, but for me, what set the Dolomites apart from the rest of the places I visited is the landscape. It's fairy tale-like. Green fields full of colorful flowers, the backdrop of the mighty snow-capped mountains, the omnipresent soothing of softly jingling cowbells. Whatever the Dolomites take in the form of challenging and often scary climbing, they give back every time you remember to look around away from the rock. 4. Fontainebleau, France. When I first entered the forest of Fontainebleau, just 90 kilometers south of Paris, I felt like a kid on Christmas morning. I was stunned by all of the perfectly smooth sandstone boulders, and their incredible shapes, colors, and crazy elephant skin texture. I kept wondering how nature could have made this place. The best conclusion I could surmise was that the stone was here for a purpose. It was made to be conquered by climbers. Indeed, climbers divined the boulders some time ago. 5. Squamish, Canada. Few places have so many world-class routes between grades and climbing disciplines. Because of this and such easy access to so many crags, I find Squamish to be a truly unique place. The climbing here is on the finest slick granite, which means plenty of splitter cracks. There are classic crack lines of all grades, from 5.8 to 5.14. If you don't have prior experience with crack climbing, be prepared to learn from the hard way. This is one of the places where it pays off to go with a guide, so consider a guided rock climbing day in Squamish. I have seen, and experienced firsthand, climbers falling off cracks that are way below their usual sport climbing level. Finally, I have to mention the rain. It can be rainy in Squamish, but there has to be something, right? Otherwise, it would just be too perfect. 6. Zermatt, Switzerland. In the Swiss Alps, right next to the Italian Bow, endless walls of red-striped sandstone rising from the Nevada desert are home to thousands of routes and boulders. You'll discover a lifetime's worth of climbing in red rock. From single pitches to 2,000-foot tall multi-pitches, from bouldering to sport and trad climbing, Red Rock has it all. Combined with the dry, sunny Nevada weather and the amenities of the nearby metropolis, the place is hard to beat. It does not come as a surprise that many of the best climbers in the US chose to live in Las Vegas. RDER sits Zermatt, one of the most famous alpine towns in Europe. What makes it so great? The answer is simple. It grants access to 38,13,00-foot peaks. Zermatt is hands down one of the best places for climbers that aren't afraid of crampons and ice axes. Admittedly, I'm not a part of this group, but I have great admiration for this breed of climber. The scenery around Zermatt is more than enough to justify a visit, but luckily for me, there's also some fine bouldering and sport climbing. 8. Rocklands, South Africa. If Fontainebleau is the birthplace of bouldering, Rocklands is its modern-day grandkid. The two areas complement each other perfectly. While Font is all about mastering the peculiar dance between bad and terrible holds, Rocklands is about steep athletic climbing, pulling hard, cutting loose, dynoing, campusing, locking off. All the fun stuff that's part of modern bouldering. While I absolutely love Font, I go there with modest expectations, due to its particular style of climbing which is hard to learn anywhere else. The climbing in Rocklands, on the other hand, is more similar to what we climbers do on a regular basis at the gym. In Rocklands, I expect to send my hardest, which, I believe, is a reasonable expectation for anyone. 9. Tonzai and Railay, Thailand. There's perfect, overhanging walls directly above this sandy beach, and a bar directly below, full of fellow climbers. Can you imagine a better location for a relaxed climbing holiday? This beach, that I just described, is really two climbing spots near Krabi in Thailand, Tonzai and Railay. During the climbing season, these two areas are transformed into a friendly community of like-minded climbers and hippies from all over the world. In Tonzai and Railay, camaraderie and ease sum up the way of life when visiting. If traveling solo, finding a climbing partner is as easy as it gets, just show up at the bar. There are also plenty of guided climbing tours catered to your skills, guides, and rent-a-partners. The specialty, besides feeling like you're climbing in paradise, is 3D climbing on stalactites. Lots of fun. For an unforgettable experience, I recommend one of the breathtaking multi-pitches on Taiwan Wall. Around to feed my climbing soul. Thanks for watching.